So next up we had Sodium versus O, a match that even though it did end up in a sweep, it was actually a pretty good match with some consistent scores, and both players were pretty much making it all the way to kill screen. Unfortunately, some company's bot didn't like this and ended up claiming the video, so we're gonna have to skip it.
And we are ready, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit this shiny start countdown button, where we'll have Gerald Freeman and iBall currently 4-0 in Division 1A square off to determine who wins the division. We'll find out in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. On the left, rolling out of the United States, sitting on a 4.2 million PB, is Gerald Freeman. And on the right, who currently has no profile because I entered in his name wrong. I'll fix this in a second. iBall 1 underscore. With a 1.6 million PB rolling out of Canada, it is iBall 1 underscore. And currently iBall has the better board and the better score. And gets a long bar for another Tetris. Gerald cleaning up his side and scoring a Tetris as well. I'm actually going to turn this music down a little bit. I think it might be a little too loud. Should be okay now. Another Tetris for iBall, 92,000 here in the early going. There's a Tetris for Gerald to go to 94,000. So pace-wise, Gerald's very slightly ahead. So we have some nice stacks get started. Another Tetris there. Watching iBalls rolling here. Playing Tetris for iBall. He's like drying a handoff or something in between Tetrises every now and again. Gerald in a bit of a slight complication here, not a big deal. Could be trying to go for a dirty Tetris. Has it set up, but it's a very precarious board and the long bar doesn't come. Now it finally will. Bang Tetris. There's a Tetris for iBall. Thanks for the prediction. I was actually about to go put it up because I just remembered, and then I read in chat that someone already did it. Another Tetris for iBall. And another one. iBall really off to the races here. You can just see at the top of your screen, 56% Tetris rate for Gerald compared to 94 for iBall, meaning that 94% of those 51 lines were used to score 22,800 points in one go. Gonna have to get that Z-snap in there. There it is. Gets the long bar after a 21-piece drought. We'll score back-to-back Tetrises. Go to 322. And nice fits as well. 113,000 point lead for iBall. As both players will score a Tetris there. Another Tetris for iBall. Gerald just looking to keep pace for now. Both players with clean boards. Oh, Gerald not liking what he sees here. That's going to be able to clean that up. Drought coming. Both players are pretty much piece for piece, and we see a 30-piece drought is already formed. Long bar for iBall and Gerald. Bang Tetris for both players. Good drought survival, as you would expect at this level. Ampo saying I refuse to put my points on anyone here. Oh, wow. It is a tough bout. Right now we've got Tetris pulling the old Price is Right trick. And is the only person with a point on iBall at the moment. Everyone else is all in on Gerald. Can you imagine that sweet 24K to 1 ratio there, iBall? I've done that before too. On another channel. I don't remember what it was for. And I ended up winning it too. And I was like, yeah, I just felt like that a-hole that did $1 on the Price is Right. Bang Tetris for iBall. You still got 2 minutes to get your submissions in, so if you don't want Tetris to win like a boatload of points for free, you can bet with him. Or you can steal his one. Like, what happens if Tetris loses? Who gets the 1 point? That's what I want to know. Look at this score for iBall, 604,000. And still has 3 Tetrises left before transition. This is a banger game 1 for iBall for sure. I mean, Gerald's got 512. That's not bad. It's just not 627. Bang Tetris for iBall. We'll see what happens as we hit level 19, which is right around the corner. 1 Tetris remaining for iBall, 2 for Gerald, and there's 1 of them. It's been about 110,000 point lead since about halfway through the level. And there we go. There's the transition. 674 for iBall, 562 for Gerald. That is a killer transition score for iBall. And he's going to keep scoring. Another Tetris for both players. Gerald again, at this point, he's just trying to keep up and hoping that iBall slows down somehow. iBall stacking aggressively here with the long bar dependency and gets the long bar really quick and will score the Tetris. Gerald with the Aki bar scores a Tetris as well. Into level 20 we go. We are stacking up. iBall has to take the skim there, but we'll score another Tetris. There's a Tetris for Gerald. Still a very strong lead for iBall, and Gerald putting a hole in the stack. We'll get a Tetris there, but now going to have to worry about that hole. Among some other things here, is this board is not panning out for him at all. Bang Tetris for iBall can seemingly do no wrong. Gerald with the left side. Dirty Tetris, row 2. iBall's just getting the Tetrises in column 10 on row 1. The way you want to do it. Gerald trying to go aggressive in column 2. Ooh, bit of a misdrop there. Not going to kill him, but it's certainly going to hurt his pace even further than it already is. Bang Tetris for iBall, 893. And another Tetris to go to 922 here on level 23. Ridiculous score here for iBall. Gerald has cleaned up his mess. He currently trails by 193,000 points here on level 24. Bang Tetris for iBall. Another Tetris for Gerald, trying not to let this get to 200,000 points. Or if it does, it doesn't stay there for too long. This is a bit of a drought here. Both players up pretty high. iBall will score the Tetris, as will Gerald. iBall gets another one to get the max out. 1,022,000, playing 827. Level 25 max out. It's a pretty good way to start a series against Gerald. Tetris for both players. And Gerald still finds himself down by quite a bit. We have about 20-some lines remaining until level 29 play. Tetris says Gerald wins these. I don't know. iBall's already got a 1.1, and it's not even level 28 yet. There's a Tetris, 1.16 into level 28. Gerald will get the max into level 28. Ring those cowbells for the double max out. Bang Tetris for Gerald. iBall having to do a couple burns here. Is going to Tetris with a 1.2 into level 29. And iBall is starting the kill screen. Gerald with a column 9 setup gets the long bar. Bang Tetris for Gerald. 142,000 points separate the players. It's a 4-line difference as well, so Gerald can get 1 extra Tetris. Of course, on level 29, things go so fast that things are changing as I say them. 136,000 point lead for iBall now. Gerald with a 1.1. Gerald trying to go for a Tetris here. Bang Tetris cuts the lead to 106,000 points. This is a bit of an uncomfortable setup, but iBall does get it done, and bang Tetris for iBall for the 1.3. Rest assured, on his screen, there is a D. Looking for a long bar. Bang Tetris to go to 1.34. And the lead is back up to 180,000 points. But Gerald will score a Tetris. Oh, and iBall's going to have a misdrop. We'll score at least one more line there, and we'll top out 1,354,000 is the top out score. Gerald, you need D 55. D as in David 55. And he's got a C 79 right now. 9 Tetris. One more Tetris will do it. Can also line it out at this point as well, and that seems to be what Gerald's favoring to do here. Especially with this long drought. And one more line will do it. There it is, Gerald Freeman will take game number 1. And 1.3 is not enough. There's a 1.4 from Gerald who will take this one to the house. Oh, not going to be able to get the last Tetris, doesn't look like. Going to have to line out. Oh, he was trying. He does get to the super kill screen. 1,428,000 points. Looking to secure that number 1 seed. We'll start the game in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. iBall with a 670 transition last game. And a 1.2 into kill screen. Those opportunities, for most players anyway, don't come very often. We'll see how he responds after Gerald made the comeback in game 1. Bang Tetris. Gerald with a 20,000 point lead early. Oh, bit of a late roll there for iBall. He'll hit a dirty Tetris and then the T-spin will come in. So good efficiency play there. And we'll open up the right side back again. Does anyone else hear that buzzing? Yeah, it's probably the music. Hydelic be like that. Bang Tetris for iBall. Yeah, if you're not familiar with this music, as a Tetris player, you know, Tetris Effect Connect is a pretty good game. Highly recommend. And that's where this music's from. Both players able to score 8 Vits. And iBall will get a Tetris, as well Gerald will get 2, and iBall will get another one. So 20,000 point lead remains on Gerald's side. Here early on 18. Bang Tetris for iBall. Yeah, I think it's just like one thing that CTL needs is like a consistent music playlist. I think it'd be pretty cool to have our own stuff going on. iBall unable to convert the, I think that was the Z-tuck, or the Z-spin rather. And instead, it's just going to go for a column 6 dirty Tetris. Bang, dirty Tetris for iBall. Good stuff. Copyright free, yeah. That's a nice thing about Hydelic is that they do not do copyright claims. They have said, feel free to use our music for Tetris stuff. Like, okay, I'm down with that. Tetris for iBall, who's getting up a little uncomfortably high. Oh, and has a misdrop on the J. Gonna get another Tetris here, but there's gonna be some cleanup to be had. Another Tetris for Gerald. Gerald opens up the right side, looking to take a commanding lead here on 18. We're about 80 lines in. A Tetris here would send him over 70 or 80,000 points in the lead, but no long bar to be had, and that's allowed iBall to just downstack all the way to the bottom while Gerald has to burn. So Gerald unable to take care of growing this lead, and in fact, iBall's going to get a Tetris while Gerald's still digging here, as another drought is forming. What's with these droughts? Bang Tetris for Gerald. Finally gets one down there. Another Tetris for iBall. Another Tetris for Gerald. So Gerald, 87,000 point lead, although he is 8 lines ahead in the P sequence. There's a Tetris for iBall, and he'll score another one. So 41,800 points is Gerald's lead as we're approaching transition for game number 2. Gerald winning game number 1. iBall certainly made him work for it. Bang Tetris for iBall. We're looking for a long bar here. Gerald will get one for the Tetris. And here it comes for iBall. Bang Tetris. Gerald threatening his 600K. Scores the Tetris there, and there's another one. Bang Tetris, go to 601. iBall needs one more bar for the Tetris, and there it is. Goes to 559. 43,000 point lead for Gerald. Certainly not out of reach. I mean, if the 180,000 point lead wasn't out of reach, 40K is nothing. Waiting on a long bar here. Nobody getting a long bar. Looks like we're in a bit of a drought. Bang Tetris for Gerald. And there's the Tetris for iBall. iBall scored another one. Gerald got one in there as well. So the lead remains around 43,000 points. Level 21. Yet another drought coming in. iBall clearing it just in time to get that Tetris. Oh, has a T-spin set up. I don't think it was intentional, though. But he gets the job done. Gerald with a couple of Tetrises, maintaining that 40,000 point lead. iBall had a bit of a scare with that misdrop. Ooh, that's another misdrop for iBall. That one's a rough one, too. Going to cost him quite a bit of pace, I think. There's the long bar for Gerald. Bang Tetris. iBall clears open the right side, so it's a 52,000 point lead for Gerald right now. Bang Tetris for iBall. Gerald having to clean things up. He's got a drought. Gets a long bar after the well is covered, so iBall has almost knotted this game right up. The 30,000 point lead for Gerald, and he's 4 lines ahead. Oh, but iBall getting to a bit of a spot here. Gets a great IL combination there to stay alive. He hangs the bar! And that'll do it. Gerald's going to take game number 2. Or will iBall make the reverse? We'll find out in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Oh, what? Bit of a confusing start here for iBall. That's going to cost some burnt lines. Hopefully we're not seeing a bit of nerves coming in. He is down 2-0. But crazier things in Tetris have happened than reverse sweeps. So, gotta keep your hopes alive. Tetris for Gerald and iBall there. Gerald with a third Tetris to start the game here. And bang Tetris iBall. Trying to get back into this as Gerald is trying to do something. It looks like he's trying to go aggressive here. And he will get the long bar for the dirty Tetris. We're tied at 95,000 points. But Gerald, with one line and pace, will take the lead. Bang Tetris for iBall. There's a Tetris for Gerald. iBall again on the board as this is neck and neck. Gerald having to do a couple burns. We'll go for the T-spin here. There it is. iBall, super delayed Vits here. Needs a long bar for it, and he's in the middle of a drought. 20 pieces and counting. Finally gets a long bar, but has to use it for the Vits, and then scores the Tetris with one that comes pretty much right away. Just a small amount of panic there, and all of a sudden a gluttony of long bars showing up for both players. It's going to give Gerald a 3,400 point lead. Bang Tetris for iBall. Takes the lead back. This one is still neck and neck early on. Within a Tetris. Bang Tetris for iBall. And another one. Gerald looking for these long bars. Where are they? There's one. Bang Tetris for Gerald. The other one will not be for a Tetris. And neither will the next one, unfortunately. Bit of an unfortunate setup as to where those holes are for Gerald. Bang Tetris for iBall is going to take advantage here, extending the lead to 74,000 points, halfway through level 18. Gerald with a couple of long bar dependencies here. I'm sure that does not sit well with him. Especially with as dry as the seed has been. He makes a third long bar dependency and immediately covers two of them up. So iBall has taken full advantage of this. He has got a 133,000 point lead right now. Bang Tetris for iBall, 153,000 point lead. Gerald waiting for a long bar of his own. And he will get one. Bang Tetris. So in pace, it's about a 6 Tetris lead. Well, 5 Tetris lead for iBall. He'll score another one. Dirty in column 7. As you can see, iBall having to do some skims every now and again to maintain this well. And now the long bar is incoming. So he just moves it up 4 rows into column 5. Where's the long bar? Oh, what a burn! That burn for iBall was so good. Talk about quick thinking on that misdrop. I don't even know if it was a misdrop at this point, but he's getting really high up on the board. And he's not getting any pieces. Oh, he gets the L over to the right. And he might be okay. Look at this drought, though. We're on 53-piece drought for iBall. Which means, of course, Gerald, it's your turn, sir. And now Gerald will open up the right side, but he's still got some drought to go yet. Who generated this seed, Colin? Oh, iBall, I think the right is inaccessible, and iBall's going to top out, so we have a chase down situation here on level 18. 465,500 points is the top out scorer. Gerald, you need 466. What a killer drought. He survived to see the end of the drought, but not much longer. Gerald will hit level 19 here. And he is pulling out all the middle-aged strats. Just gonna line this out. Gonna take absolutely no risk. We will see level 20 even. But the one way or another, this is probably gonna get resolved on level 20. Not taking any risks after the 50-piece drought. Yeah, probably a wise idea. One more line will do it. Wouldn't be surprised to see him. Now he's just going to get it done. Gerald Freeman will take it in a sweep. 3-0. And of course, he will be your winner today. Show us the baguette. There it is.
Hey guys, so that's it. That's the end of the season. It went by pretty fast, didn't it? But here's a final look at what the standings are looking like for our 3 group divisions. Let's go over to Division 1A right now. With this sweep, Gerald will cement his spot in first place with 34 points. iBall, even though he did lose this match, will still remain in second place and will be in the playoffs as well. Miles unfortunately will not make the playoffs, neither will Portal or Jerpadude, and Somalian will be in the relegation playoffs. Over on Division 1B, Dog comfortably sits at number 1 with 29 points, Ramations at 26. Danvi barely missed that playoff spot and will remain in third place, so will O and Mel HK. Sodium will be down into the relegation playoffs. And over on Division 1C, Andy and Blue Scooty will be the ones to move on to the playoffs. SV, Poke, and Meme will not, but they will be safe from relegation. But the same can't be said about Hydrant Dude, who will now have to fight for his permanency in Division 1. So what will happen? Will we see some crazy playoff matches? Will one of our current Division 1 players get relegated down to Division 2? Will we see unexpected moments and upsets? And most importantly, who will take the Season 22 CTL Championship title? Here's a little taste of one of our playoff matches in our lower divisions. This is between Hazuli versus T and Rain. Hazuli needs to win this match to avoid getting relegated from Division 4 down to Division 5, while T and Rain is looking to get promoted if he takes this match.
T and Rain will get the first Tetris, so Hazuli will follow suit. Before they are doing what King said, getting some good games in. 100% Tetris rate for T and Rain. World record pace even. Technically every Tetris game ever is world record pace, so it's not really a joke anymore. It's just kind of possible. Nonetheless here, 33,000 for Hazuli. Set up for a Tetris, just waiting for the bar. And there it is. We'll get a Tetris to go to 57,000, 69,000, now 70 for T and Rain. And a bit of a misshift there for T and Rain. Gonna have to do some burning there. You had a minor voice crack when you said left and right, Tyler, but I'll give you a Christmas gift and not clip it because it'll be published on YouTube regardless. Fire. Let's go. 108 for Hazuli. Make it 109. 123 there for T and Rain. Of course, this is best of 7, so the layout may not show it, but Hazuli is not one game away from winning the set. Still needs to win 2 more. T and Rain needs to win 3 more. But T and Rain will take the lead back with that Tetris, but only for a second because Hazuli also got one. About as close as they can get though. 179 for Hazuli, 174 for T and Rain. Azuli's board getting a little gross. Gonna have to start doing some burning. And has to create some holes there. Columns 9, or 8 rather. But also kind of an inaccessible square shadow hole there. Dirty Tetris there for Hazuli. 232 for him, 228. Make it 251 for Tien Rain. So Tien Rain will take that slight lead. Hazuli gonna strike back with not a Tetris, that's a triple actually. Fun fact. Free fun fact with Tyler. Hazuli almost out of this dig. And is now set up for a center well Tetris and will nail it. Gets another bar to fill that dependency. Fact wasn't fun. Sorry. What is fun though is that Tetris there for Tien Rain goes up to 302 at 293 for Hazuli. That bar will make him Tetris ready, and another bar for the Tetris. 317 now for Hazuli. Bit of a dig here now for Tien Rain. Not anything dangerous, especially as a roller. That L piece, in fact, will solve the entire situation. Set up for the Tetris and gets a bar for it. Goes to 380, 346 here for Hazuli. So Tien Rain keeping up the small lead. Hazuli kind of dependent on an L, and of course the L is the next thing that comes after I say that. But sometimes RNG is actually polite, but people only like to highlight the negative side of her ways. But Hazuli now gonna have to create a hole there. It's a Tetris, but now we'll either have to play off of row 1 or burn this down, and it's gonna have to play off row 1. In fact, it's set up for the dirty. If the bar should show. Tien Rain not quite ready yet as well. And transition happening very soon. Of course, welcome in Evesy and Ivan. Hope y'all are doing well. And Hazuli will transition 475. Tien Rain gonna transition up kind of high, it looks like. Only has one line till. So transition will be in the favor of Hazuli as Tien Rain transitions 462. And does hang that piece. So gonna have to do a bit more burning. Beautiful burn there. It's getting this down. It's just about open now. It's a few final burns to finish off this dig. But this did give Hazuli the chance to take a little bit of a lead. Nothing major. 515 for Hazuli. 505 now for Tien Rain. And both players are clean, stacking, ready for the Tetris. At least on Hazuli's side. And we'll get it. Now Tien Rain is ready. And get the bar for the Tetris. 533 to 543. Slight lead in favor of Hazuli. Oh, a bit of a misdrop there, though. It is a DAS player, so this could be dangerous. And hangs a piece on the left. I don't think there's much more you can do. You're just going to give it up. 574. Tien Rain, you need 575, which is about 10,000 more points. That split triple will help. And with that burn, Tien Rain ties it up 2-2. Speaking of 2, that's one of the numbers in the countdown I'm about to do in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. I guess it sounded like I was going to count down doing the countdown, so really I should do another countdown now to count down the game instead of counting down the countdown, but I digress. Both players have started. Pieces are the same, and we are chilling. That's so dumb. He's only throwing those bars to the left. That was one of the worst segues I've heard yet and made it one. Oh, I should stop reading chat and look at T and Rain's board. It's climbing high and climbing high fast. Just that T. That's actually a pretty good adjustment. Gonna help. Gets that bar to the left. It opens up that hole that can bring the board down a little bit. But hangs the J. Oh no. And double flips the bar. Still not over. That's a beautiful split double. Can he get out of this? That's a bar dependency, fills it. Okay, Zep, bro. And Hazuli is taking a massive lead, almost 100,000 points already. The game's barely started, but T and Rain, beautiful survival. Gets that bar, stack is down, and he must be feeling pretty good after that. Dirty Tetris for T and Rain. Goes to 79,000. 159 for Hazuli. Hazuli's turn to be in a bit of a dig. Not the most ideal pieces. It's making it work. And didn't throw the L in the right side. I think that would have burned out really nicely, no? Not sure. Nonetheless, takes a... Was that a Tetris? It's either a Tetris or a triple, but it's going to start playing off of row 1 now. Gets a dirty Tetris now to 214, 112 for T and Rain. So down about 100,000. We're still early days in the 18 speed. Still have about 70 lines to go, so anything can happen. Leads can change, or they may not. It's also happened before, so we'll have to find out. But T and Rain does set up a bar dependency, fills it, but oh... Bit of a early shift of that L. Gonna cause some more burning, which Hazuli certainly probably a fan to hear. T and Rain doing some interesting burns. But bringing it down slowly but surely. Wells open into the Tetris. Goes to 169 to 65 for Hazuli, so nearly 100,000 point lead. I actually watched a video about like the downfall of the Segway, and it's like it was kind of just a flop to begin with. Like it never caught on. It was like brought up to be as a really big invention, and then just flopped insanely hard. And then they sold it to some like foreign company, and then the owner of that company died using a Segway, and it was an interesting history. But nonetheless, we're up to at 315 for Hazuli, 203 for T and Rain. Segway. In this context, yes, NGC man. It got brought up because I did a segue though, which is spelled stupidly, so I still spell it the fun way. Azuli in a little bit of a dig here, as is T and Rain, but T and Rain gets a bar and the Z to open up the well. 231 for him. 398 for Hazuli, so a major 150,000 point lead for Hazuli. Of course, T and Rain being the roller does have a distinct advantage on the 19 speeds. Just having a lot more options to a lot more options at his disposal, I should say, to stack and possibly score higher. So we'll have to see what happens. Oh, white and nerdy. They're still using security in some places. For what reason? I have no idea. They definitely still... Yeah, they exist for like mall cops. 309 for in rain. Is Yuli looking at a 475. We'll get it. Yep, Paul Lart's like a big reason why they're still kind of like known as like mall cops and all that. In rain. Undershifts that bar. Do not think he meant to put it there, but got another to fill it out. Gets a Tetris to go to 369. Love your name, by the way. Aardvark Raiment. Is really just taking these burns with this Major League. Can certainly play a little safer. Doesn't want to play too safe, though. Does take a beautiful triple to completely clean the well. Really with some indecision, perhaps. Was a little shaky on some of those pieces. Does get a dirty center well. Oh yeah, Hazuli is Das. And we got 558 for Hazuli, 448 for Teen Rain. So Teen Rain's still down over 100,000 points. Hangs something on the left. This could be bad. Needs a bar. Gets the bar. Gets it over. Beautiful 5-tap. Still not over yet. Does uncover that hole. But forced to create some more. Gonna give Hazuli the chance to continue to score. And Teen Rain is clean. Hazuli certainly not at the moment. Can bring that down a bit. Gets a bar to the left. Going to help with the cleanup. And Teen Rain only down to about 70,000 now. So this dig has certainly given Teen Rain a chance to claw back a bit. Some great survival here from Hazuli. Doing what he can with the Das playstyle. And it's just about out of it now. And the well is opened. Players essentially just trading digs. Whenever one gets out, the other one gets back into one. Teen Rain is now digging again. Only back about 40,000, but that left side could be really hard. Hangs a J. They're going to top out 555. Hazuli is 624 is good for game number 5. Not over yet, though, because this is best of 7. Nonetheless, we have 2 readies. We're countdown game number 6 in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Plus, legend like infers that it's something that happened in the past. So like you know, like he's a legend. So like you're always a Das legend now. Early misdrop there for Teen Rain. Not what he wants to see when he is 1 game away from losing the set. Hazuli lost the set with a 14,000 top out score. Some things never change, bro. Not a great start here for Teen Rain. Meanwhile, Hazuli up 3. Tetris is perfect. Teen Rain set up for a dirty. Gets his first Tetris in column 9 up high. How long was me versus Hazuli again? The stream was 9 minutes long, I do believe. And I'm not sure if there was a very long starting soon screen, but there was no 6-digit scores in that restream. It was one of the sets ever. Both plays are clean now. 63 for Teen Rain. Sets up a bar dependency. Gonna have to deal with that. Opted also not to do the Corion thing. That's fine. Gets up to 87,000 with that Tetris. 163 for Hazuli. And a party of 9 from Mari. Hello, hello, hello. Hope you're doing well. And Hazuli gets that bars to the left and starts filling it out pretty well. Was one Mino off of being able to use that bar for the Tetris, but does get another bar for the Tetris. 232 now for him. 157 now for Teen Rain. That's a new carrot, like carrot W carrot. I've never seen that character face before. Hello, how are you? Hope you're doing well, Vanessa. Deck is back. Raider from Mari. Hello. That's all. Later. Nice. $302 now for Hazuli. 191 for Teen Rain. Teen Rain doing a bit of digging here. Bringing it down. It's only 335. Really just keeping up this lead. 201 for Teen Rain is still digging as well. Actually, it's a kind of insane game here for Zuli. 380 and 80 lines. Gets another Tetris across 400,000. One heck of a pace here. In range, just kind of surviving. Does get a Tetris. That'll help to score a bit. This lead is down 200,000 points, and that's before the 19. I mean, it's set up again. Gets another Tetris. And there's only 519 at 106 lines. This could be one heck of a transition. If you call me by my real name, I'll stab you in the middle of the night again. Not again. The 14 times then was enough. Please don't do that anymore. Nonetheless, 522 for Hazuli. 357 for Teen Rain. So Teen Rain kind of making a little bit of a comeback in terms of score. It's gotten a very efficient second 2/3 or second 1/3 of the 18 here, but still behind by quite a bit. And Zempro pinning the Maturino. Once again, if you have a few extra dollars you want to throw the Div 1 players' way, they certainly would appreciate that, and so would I. I would say thanks and all the fun stuff. Certainly, if you have a few extra bucks, reward their hard work and for providing a show by throwing a few dollars into that Maturino. Meanwhile, I'll throw a score update to the players. 601 for Hazuli, 432 for Teen Rain. Hazuli kind of dirty. He's digging it down very nicely though. Need something for that left side. The bar will do, but is set up with another bar dependency. And that left side could be hard to get something over. Gets a square there. But gonna hang the bar. Top out 609. Teen Rain, you have a chase down. You need 610. But not going to be able to do it. I look away for 1 second, take a drink. And Teen Rain is done for 91, which means Hazuli, you have won. Look at that little dancing fella. GG. Bro is dancing. Alright, so I don't think there's anything else going on, so let's find someone to raid. Who is alive at the moment? Somalian still playing. Remember, it's